Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to rise in opposition to the main bill, House Bill 5558. As was stated before, in 2001, this legislature took away the ability of our citizens to sue for unfair or deceptive business practices. And I, for one, as I stated before, think that's just outrageous. Our citizens should have the right to hold their insurers accountable when they lie to them and deceive them about the nature of their benefits. But this bill is really coming about because of one individual case. One of our fine citizens, a woman named Tina Dell, who appeared in committee, who's a veteran, was injured in a horrible car accident. And as a result of those injuries, she required constant home care. Her mother provided that care for her for decades. And at the time of the injury, her mother was told by her insurance company, or at least this is what the court found, her mother was told by her insurance company that she was not eligible for payment for that attendant care and for that home care. So the mother provided that care for years and years at great cost to her family, at great cost to her career. And years later, someone discovered that they were living under this situation. They were living under a situation where their insurance company had deceived them out of millions of dollars worth of benefits, had really ruined their lives over this deception, and a court case was brought. And because the original auto accident predated the legislature's action in 2001 to deprive our citizens of their rights, this woman was able to have access to the courts of justice, and she was able to bring forth her case, and she was able to prove that her insurance companies had lied to her about the nature of her benefits. And as a result, she was awarded a $2 million judgment for the nearly $4 million in damages that she was shorted by her insurance company. And instead of that insurance company that lied to their customer and deceived this poor family and put them under a rock for decades, instead of just paying that judgment and taking care of this family's needs, these insurance companies, they've run to this legislature because they know they have a friend in this legislature. They know that this same legislature that closed the door on our citizens' rights back in 2001 was probably very likely to slam the door shut, to close that last little sliver of rights that our citizens had under the Consumer Protection Act, to make sure that the companies that were taking their money actually provided the benefits that that contract was supposed to provide. And so here we are. If you've listened to any of my words, you probably understand why I don't support this bill. I think our citizens do deserve the rights to go into courts and hold their insurers accountable for the benefits that they paid for. And this bill is just the final little bit that our citizens are losing under the Consumer Protection Act. I can't understand why any of you who are voted for by 90,000 citizens, not by insurance companies, but who work for the people of Michigan. I don't understand why any of you would want to take away the rights of our citizens to be able to have their grievances redressed when they are wronged. If a citizen can go into court and prove that they were defrauded by their insurance company, why shouldn't they be able to have access to the Consumer Protection Act? Why would this body gavel down amendments that would provide citizens the rights that they used to have? I'm incredulous. I cannot understand why anyone would support this bill, and that's why I rise to oppose it. That's why I rise to give voice to the citizens who deserve the kind of protection that the Michigan Consumer Protection Act used to provide. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 5558, there are 57 aye votes and 49 nay votes.
The majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.